And welcome to another edition of the East County Sports Report. I'm Ramon Scott, and I'm joined by Dave Dickens of EastCountySports.com. And Dave brought in one of the best basketball players we've seen in the last couple of generations here in our area. Of course, she's not in our area right now, but certainly we treat her as one of our own. SYLENA Peterson, senior at Bonita Vista High School, who made some big news this week with her commitment to New Mexico State University. We couldn't be more prouder of SYLENA's accomplishments, Dave, and we still get to see her one more year, maybe another title. We don't know. We got some good teams out here east, but man, Bonita Vista loaded again off another league championship, and can't wait to see our athletes get back on the court, including SYLENA Peterson.
Absolutely, and to be able to get that news, another one of our East County specialists, if you will. It's just I can't imagine how she feels, but we're feeling really good because we have so many superstars that are rising from the East County. And of course, you had 2 years, so I'm sure you still have some roots and plenty of friends and family that are out there in Spring Valley still that you keep in touch with. And I'd go out on a limb and say you probably still even keep in touch with Coach Rob.
Yeah, me and him, after I decided to transfer, I did keep in touch with him for a little bit. But, you know, as I started to go with my new program up at Bonita Vista, I kind of started focusing on my new coaches, my new teammates, and just went from there.
Well, we watched plenty of highlights. I don't know about Ramon, but we keep tabs on our former East County superstar. So even though we hadn't made it out there, I did talk to Coach Tristan many times and checking in on how you're moving forward. And, you know, you had to wait quite a few games before you were able to step foot onto the court, which is kind of interesting because don't you reside out there anyway? That's why it was a little strange for me.
Having to wait, yeah, it's just because I transferred and I happen to not be in the area, like the district technically. I was like one house short from being in district, so maybe that probably caused me to sit out.
Yeah, but once go ahead, guys.
It was unfortunate, but it also helped me become a leader off the court, on the bench.
Wasn't that a new thing? Wasn't that a new thing for you? Because SYLENA, you were never a bystander where you were actually being able to be a cheerleader, I guess, per se. You were usually out there 100% of the time, and if you got a rest, you might got a sip of water, and you were back out on the court. So, I mean, tell us about that. Was that if you can elaborate on that, how different was that? And did you feel, how did that feel to be kind of a leader from the bench? I mean, that was a totally different standpoint from your position.
Well, first, it was a good stance for me to show my leadership abilities. Me and my former teammate, Nisa, me and her were sitting on the bench and we couldn't play. And that just gave us our chance to encourage our teammates, keep us up when we were down. Just the little things that really matter when we're on the bench. I mean, yes, it was a little different because I was starting, but, you know, I was waiting for my time to come, and obviously I had to be patient and encourage my teammates from the jump.
Yeah, and what a run the Barons got on. Of course, they played a tough schedule, so that probably was tough for SYLENA to watch some of those non-league games that Bonita Vista had scheduled, but they were going to play those games no matter what happened prior to the arrival of Nisa Maga and SYLENA down at Bonita Vista. But then they went on and won another league title at Bonita Vista. I think that's a three-peat down there now, undefeated league season. And, of course, a great run right into the playoffs. And everyone remembers SYLENA, that great game against La Costa Canyon, beating them 3 times as well, and you made those free throws, 26 points, only to lose that heartbreaker to powerful La Jolla Country Day. You guys must have been sky high by the time you guys got on that little roll right there.
Yeah, most definitely. And La Costa Canyon is a really good team, have a really good program, coaching, and their team. So to come in ready to play like that really had my team like a little shocked. But at the end, it just came down to who wanted it. You know, they worked hard, but harder, and it came down to free throws at the end. And I was very fortunate to have made one of the free throws and move on to play La Jolla Country Day, a very powerful team.
Dave, the Barons ended up ranked 3rd in the county, but at the end, behind that incredible La Jolla Country Day team, they only lost that game by 2 points to the Tories, and of course, Cathedral was 2nd. Followed by Bonita Vista and Cathedral Catholic, top 4 teams, very, very powerful. We know Christian did knock off that team earlier in the season, but that was way, way earlier. So,
Dave, and that's another team that SYLENA, you weren't or you were pretty familiar with as well as the Christian Patriots. You know, and I'm sure that might have been another one that you would have looked forward to being able to play against once again. You had, I mean, the last time you played the Patriots, that was one heck of a game. You guys back and forth. I think that was at Ryan Center, as a matter of fact, the last time you guys met, and with you still on the team. I mean, really, how different was it atmospherically? You know, fans and coaching style. I mean, how did you have to pretty much relearn a whole new system, a whole new atmosphere from being at Bonita Vista as opposed to Mount Miguel?
No, I say things for me are the same. Would have been this. They're pretty much the same going into Bonita because I have really good chemistry with the Bonita girls. We played club together actually, like years ago, maybe freshman year. So we're definitely familiar with each other and how I play, how they play, and what we can do and build up on with each other. So I'd say it's nothing really new. You know, I know how they work, and we just have that strong chemistry from the jump.
Yeah, David, Bonita looks poised again to have another big season with SYLENA's cohort down there, Julia Kosselin, and of course another couple other talented players are pretty. I'll say they're a veteran team now. They're young coming in, a lot of underclassmen, but now they're all seniors and they're poised to be right there, battling for that open division. We know SYLENA's already got a championship ring, Dave, in her freshman year, leading the Matadors of that incredible 30-2 season. Taking us all the way to the Open Division Championship, and we'll never forget that one, SYLENA.
Most definitely won't. That was truly a great experience my freshman year to win the Open Division. Such a great team, Mission Hills. So I most definitely will never forget that one.
Dave, she's got the championship experience to get back there.
I had already figured that it was gonna run like that. Adding you to the mix, we did actually provide coverage 2 years ago. I'm sure Coach Tristan told you that, and I was fortunate to be able to talk to players like Julia, and we had many conversations about how great the team was and the great chemistry that they had. And I'd even question them, how are you going to feel when you get a superstar like SYLENA come sliding in there too? I mean, you guys were already fantastic, and this is just going to take you over the limit. And, you know, they were, I'm sure you realized that too, since you played with them before, as you had discussed. So it was just like coming home. Wouldn't you say it was almost like a homecoming?
Yeah, it really was. And also with the team, I'm really familiar with the head coach, Coach Tristan. He actually coached me a few times up at EBO. So I'd say that was a plus too.
And Coach Rob and Tristan are pretty good friends too, and they share. I think they share a lot of their coaching philosophies too. So I think that helped also with the transition. They're both very hardworking, very hardcore coaches, and they expect you to definitely put 150% into your craft. And I mean, so again, you were already groomed to play for his team.
Yes.
Yeah, no
Yes.
doubt about it.
Him-
And go ahead, Selena.
No, you're right. I was just gonna say him and Coach Rob definitely had like the same little philosophy, like trapping wise, full court, running sets, getting the ball off the court. They definitely have that same philosophy for sure.
The reason I was saying that, Ramon, I watched quite a few highlights. I mean, being that Selena was one of the best from the East County, and for her to when she left, I decided, that was the first one that had left that I would keep tabs on, since she did leave at a younger age in her high school career. So I kind of started looking at how Coach Rob, offensively, defensively, and if you watch some of the highlights, they're almost similar, except for the only thing different is the jersey and playing at the Mount or at Bonita Vista. I mean, it's the similarities are pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Dave, I was disappointed when Selena elected to transfer to Bonita Vista, but her transfer is well documented. I mean, her dad is a teacher and track and field coach at Bonita Vista High. So, but Selena's noted as a great student, just wanted to get, your dad, Ray, Selena said, it's kind of tough, you got to commute, you get home, you got things to do, but, here, maybe with under his guidance a little bit more, you got the total focus going, and now it's all rewarded with this scholarship and a trip to Las Cruces, New Mexico. What do you know about Las Cruces, New Mexico, Selena? You're going to like it, I hope.
Actually not that much, but I'm really looking forward. Sorry. I'm really looking forward to going into Las Cruces, into a new state. I'm definitely looking forward for this change, and I really feel like it was the right move for me.
Were there any other that you can speak of and tell us about? I mean, I'm almost 100% sure that you had some other offers, and I'm sure you looked into some of those. If you wouldn't mind, maybe naming some of those that were interested in you.
Yes, of course. I had offers from Fresno State, Northern Arizona, for a brief moment, UNLV, and yes, that's a couple I can name.
She's saying just a couple, Ramon, but I mean, you look at those names right there. That's nothing small.
No doubt about it, David. New Mexico State, pretty strong program. Last year was a rare down season for the Aggies. They'd won now 4 out of the last 6 championships. They've made the NCAA tournament, of course, in those seasons, winning the conference tournament. So I think Selena knows that last year was a down year, and she knows that she's joining pretty much a winning program. Not next year, of course, but next year, but we got another season. But let's hope everything gets back on track. And Selena probably looking to make an impact out there with that program and get them back on track. I'm sure you had to notice that they had a lot of wins over there, Selena, this last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I have to know, and I speak with the head coach, Coach Atkinson, and also the assistant coaches as well, and they mention a lot about their program and how long they've been there and how the team has been, how the record been, and it's absolutely different from the jump, just to say the least.
Now, Selena, there's always the biggest question, and we hopefully that's not the case, but we always want a backup plan, of course, and academics is one of the things that we look at when we choose our school as well. and I'm sure that your father had some input on that as well, which he should. But is there a major that you're looking into in particular at this time?
I'm actually undecided at the moment, but I'm sure once I get there, I will have a well-established major.
Not to say that we don't expect you to go a WNBA eventually or anything like that, because the possibility is there. You keep staying healthy, and with the talent that we've seen, I mean, you're better on offense, on defense, every year that you play. I mean, you can see that you're dedicated to your craft, but as always, and I'm sure you've had that conversation with your dad, that you always have to have a backup plan academically, and how important the academics are, of course, to get you to the next level, just in case that doesn't take place. But if there's somebody that would make the WNBA, Ramon, I wouldn't be surprised to see SYLENA out there a couple years from now.
Well, fair enough, Dave, and not only WNBA, and I'm sure SYLENA knows, following it very closely. I mean, people, players of her stature, I would say. I mean, she's very accomplished. I mean, we've already recited. I mean, her Open Division championship team, but she was also the County Player of the Year as a sophomore at Mount Miguel. These type of players can also turn pro in other countries. We've seen that from both these programs, I believe, and also New Mexico State has produced women's international professional talent. So I think SYLENA, the world is in front of her, as long as she's okay in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Hey, it's a lot of fun out there when you're winning. There's no doubt about that. SYLENA, how's it going in school so far? With distance learning and all that.
It's going really good at the moment. I've gotten used to the routine of having online school, waking up at certain times. Here's assigning work every day and having to do every other day. It's pretty much the same as school, but you're at home, obviously. I think it's going pretty good.
Now, what's the plan? Is it? I'm sure it differs a little bit differently in each district. When's the? Do you have an official date of when you will be able to start regular practice next year, 2021?
I'm not sure.
Well, I know, Dave, we're going to be running deep into June. By the time SYLENA's being in some kind of playoffs and championships, we're going to be, right in the early part of June. That's going to be thrilling, exciting, just to get everything back on track with this whole situation. How's it affecting you personally, SYLENA? Never thought we'd be in this situation, huh?
Oh, really different. Really different than what I expected. But I've learned to get through a few things, especially if it's complicated, like with school or basketball. I've learned to get through a few things with my dad, for example, with my coaches on my team. But overall, I've adapted really well.
Well, and I think that's. That's where you probably you're easy. It's easier for you to get through these types of things when you have that leadership quality, and I'm sure some of I've heard your coaches mention it. If Coach Rob's mentioned it, I'm sure even your father has mentioned that you have the leadership qualities. And I can say what I saw in the 2 years over at Mount Miguel is your ability to really run the court by example. I'm gonna work hard. So without even having to say it, you see the work ethic on the court, and pretty much everybody else would follow suit.
Right. I always have room to improve with leadership ability. I know what I need to do in my role as a point guard and to see my team succeed, whether it's hitting a big shot when we need it desperately or like getting my teammates the look they need. Just little stuff like that matters.
And like we mentioned before, you got such an all-star cast at Bonita Vista. I mean, it's definitely next girl up. I mean, you guys almost are like a Los Angeles Lakers like team where there's not just the one superstar. There's everybody can step up. I mean,
Who
it could be your game, or it could be Julia's game one night. It could be one of the younger
Who
girls.
else? Selena Madison, Cannon, Aubrey Valdez. Who else we gonna have this year running
That's
the
what I was
court with
getting
you? You're getting familiar with anybody? You mentioned the EBO workouts and then the team workouts. Where do you stand in all that? Who's going to be the teammates coming up?
We actually had a transfer come in, and we have a few new freshmen coming in. But as of who's gonna stand out, I just feel like everyone at the moment is really gonna stand out from because I know my teammates and they've really worked hard, especially during this COVID. They've worked extremely hard, so I can't say just one's gonna stand out because I know all of them's gonna stand out.
Now, did you in your off time before this COVID thing started? Were you able to attend some of the, especially during maybe some of your sit down time? Were you able to, or did you return to Mount McGill at any time and watch any of their games? Were you able to catch any of their games this last season?
Yeah, before COVID hit, I actually seen maybe 2 games that Mount Miguel play. Probably against Helix, their rivals I went to see.
Oh, wow.
And it's just good to be back with them, bring up a lot of old memories.
Good to see Jackie Brown again, she had a pretty, I'll tell you what, she had a great standout year as far as defensive rebounds, and she definitely one of the more improved older player. Well, the only older upperclassman, but she definitely. I'm sure you miss playing with Jackie for sure.
Yeah, Jackie was my close friend back at Mount Miguel, and it's always good to see her improve. It's really good.
It just goes to show you, after you saw some of those games too, that Coach Rob's system, just like Coach Tristan's system, it works. No matter, he always has a couple of tricks up his sleeve. They were saying once you left that maybe it would be a tough year for Mount McGill putting another banner up, but as we all saw, that was not the case. They went ahead and did their thing once again.
Yeah, they did. And Coach Rob is a really good coach, outstanding, and I know he's gonna find a way to push through and come up with another league title.
Just like you guys are doing in the South Bay. Facing a lot of adversity against a lot of top teams, as you mentioned before, with La Costa Canyon, La Jolla Country Day. I mean, those are some the Cathedral. Those are some big teams to beat out there, and you guys have definitely showed that you can compete with anybody. And I'm sure you will definitely show that healthy and plenty of time to get strengthened and get well. And I mean, you guys should be super women out there on the court with all this time that you guys have to build yourselves up and build the confidence up and get your game plans down and the schemes. I'm sure it is quite a long time to look forward to. The same thing the football players are doing right now. But I figure that it gives actually everybody that extra edge, and to be stronger, faster, smarter about their play.
What do you do, Selena, to keep active right now as far as your basketball game is concerned?
I just do my best to try and find an open gym and go to practice. Maybe on my free time when I don't have practice, going to the field by my house, get a few runs in, just to stay active. 'Cause I know season may be far away, but you can still do stuff to keep you moving, keep you active, stuff like that.
The Nerf hoop doesn't count for me, I guess. All I've been shooting right here in my little Nerf hoop. I don't even go out and hit up the real rims right now. But I know you're keeping ready for that season, and we can't wait for it right now. I mean, the weeks are getting long. We're getting very tired of waiting, but can't wait when we get to finally get into that season, Dave. And then, yeah, you're right. They got to wait until actually 2021. Before they hit the court, because basketball is going to be a spring sport this season. So, Dave, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my question now: are you? Because I will say that I noticed your second year from a freshman to a sophomore. I may be wrong, but it looked like you really were working on your strength training. Like you were in the gym quite a bit. You've got bigger shoulders, a lot more strength for the ball handling. Are you still using any of that gym equipment? Doing any bench presses, lunges, curls, those type of things to keep your upper body strength? Also,
Yeah, 100%. My dad happens to have like a little weight room in his garage, so I spend some of my free times there, and I always try to lift with him, get a few reps in, just to get a little bulkier.
definitely, it's a tale of the 4 years. We could say that for a lot of our girls from the East County, and you being 2 years out here. But then you're probably set to have a spectacular year to complete your 4 years in high school. And I mean, how forward are you looking though, really, to the whole change? I mean, not only playing basketball, but being at the college level, college campus. Hopefully, will be walking on the college campus instead of still being at home. And then being able to just experience. I mean, wouldn't you agree that the whole social part of it that we've been missing is huge when you're growing up, especially kids at your age, for sure. To stay mentally connected. I know the video helps and everything, but there's nothing like social interaction, especially when you get to that college level.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, I'm extremely excited to head up to New Mexico, be an Aggie, get a look at the new campus. I wasn't able to actually visit their campus. I had to get a little virtual tour, and the coaches were like spot on with showing basketball facility and having Zoom meetings with me as much as they can, stay in contact with me, social media. So, yeah.
How was Dad about this whole thing? Was he happy with the decision? Did he enjoy the virtual tour? Is he pretty much spot on and right behind you on this one?
Yeah, SYLENA, you're gonna have a great season this year. Committed already a year in advance. What went into that thought process with you and your family?
It was just a matter of the coaching staff that I really enjoyed from New Mexico, and of course my dad. He was a big part of choosing where I wanted to go, giving me advice every step of the way. And he was very proud of my decision. He knew wherever I was going to go was going to be the right choice for me. And I really understand New Mexico was a great choice for me.
Well, once again, we want to just say, SYLENA, on behalf of myself and Ramon, we're real proud. I mean, to see another former East County turned South Bay, but still San Diego County, and being so successful and being able to bring that success and stay at least on the western side of the U.S. So you're still somewhat close to home, and just being able to just perfect your craft each year and enjoying your last year. Hopefully, you get to spend a little more time on the campus. Everything pans out in San Diego County. You'll be able to do so because that senior year, of course, is going to be, I think, a special one for all of the Lady Barons.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
very.
Selena, oh, go ahead. You're getting a little choppy, but I want to hear what you were going to say.
Sorry. I was gonna say I'm looking forward to the season for sure with my team senior year. Of course, got to make the most of it, so I'm really looking forward for that.
Yeah, once we put the pandemic aside, it's going to be full steam ahead. It's going to be a great basketball season no matter what time of year we end up playing it. And I just hope, Dave, that Selena didn't transfer out of the East County because we were so intent on making her our next girls basketball correspondent. She knew she was going to have to work harder probably because of her greatness and be our analyst for all those games. And she's like, well, you know what? I can go down to Bonita Vista and just focus on my academics and my basketball and won't have to worry about David and Ramon chasing us down for interviews all the time.
No, that definitely wasn't the case.
No, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We really, Selena, we really enjoyed actually our brief time with utilizing you as one of our assistants and kind of getting. I know we had was it the All-Star game? I think we was her big debut. I want to say it was the All-Star game that she had the big debut and did some pretty good camera work. So maybe that's something you might want to keep in the back of your mind. You could end up sports analyst, maybe sports medicine. Just throwing it out there. You might have a good knack for things like that. And if you ever decide though that you do want to come back and try it out again, we're always looking for good people. So, and you already know you got a head start above a lot of these other kids. And we did enjoy definitely what short time you did spend with us in covering some East County sports, in particular in Spring Valley.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it may possibly be something I do want to do in the future. So I really appreciate what you guys did.
Yeah, you could see Selena, being a courtside reporter, couldn't she? That at the big game, and maybe that's what we'll get her to do. Of course, Absolutely. She might be playing in some of those big games, so we'll just have to get the post game from her directly, Dave. Maybe she'll be battling one of our East County teams and win or lose. We're going to hit Selena up for that post game analysis to see what exactly happened, like what happened in that La Jolla Country Day game. Man, we almost knocked off the powerful Tories in one of the games of the year, and they almost pulled off the upset of that most powerful team. What a night that was. Selena Peterson, senior at Bonita Vista High School. Thank you so much for doing this. Great to see you again. We can't wait to see you on the court. Obviously, a leading candidate for County Player of the Year once again for Bonita Vista, a top 3 team coming into the season, Dave. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Selena. Once again, it's always a pleasure, and we just wish you the best over to New Mexico and helping the Aggies. I'm sure that you're going to be one of their top players on the court, and we definitely we definitely see big things for you in the future. And thank you for taking the time tonight, I should say, for coming on the show, and we always appreciate you. Hopefully next time we do talk to you, you'll be in a New Mexico outfit or even a Bonita Vista, because you're going to be breaking records anyway, so it could be as early as maybe April or May of next year. So good luck, and thank you for coming on again. I'm Dave Dickens, and for Ramon Scott, Selena Peterson, thank you and have a great evening.
Good night.
Thanks.